gods and goddesses, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we are talking about books BookTube tells me never to read. If you watch BookTube, there are a certain number of books that you hear and you automatically have a bad connotation to them just because of how much BookTube trashes them. And this isn't to say that they are bad books or that you or me or anybody is never going to read them. It's just that I constantly hear these books trashed on. We're gonna discuss them today. So I have compiled about 10 books that I just constantly hear shit talked on BookTube. Alright, let's go. So the first book or series in general is the Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafi. Aside from Whitney novels, we all know, we all love the biggest Shatter Me stan of all time. Aside from her, everybody shit talks this series. From what I know, this series is a dystopian about this girl named Juliet, and she can't touch people because they'll die. Something like that, very rogue from X-Men, and she's trying to take over or take down the government, whatever. Typical dystopian plot. Obviously I have this copy, so I do plan on reading this, even though everybody shit talks it, says it's like just bad writing, or like the characters aren't good, and all that shit. You know what? I don't like most characters even if it's a good book, so that doesn't deter me at all. But yeah, I'm gonna read this eventually. When am I gonna read it? Who knows, but it's here, so I'm gonna read it eventually. But yes, we'll see if it's actually trash. Who knows? I gotta read it first. The next series that gets hella shit talked is the Red Queen series. I don't know which one this is because I have Glass Sword and King's Cage, and that's the only ones I have. I think this is the last one. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't even know what this book is about, to be honest. It's about a queen, probably, and I've heard that it has like pretty much every single YA trope in it, and it's just not good. We'll see if it's not good when I read it, because I have 2 of the books, so I better get my ass into gear and start reading it. A lot of people shit talk popular YA series just because they're popular, so maybe this is the case, or maybe it's just fucking trash. Who knows? I gotta read it first. The next book is one that I'm really, probably one of the most disappointing I see on this list, and that is Everless by Sarah Holland, I think. I didn't make notes for this, so y'all are just gonna have to deal with my lack of knowledge, okay? Leave me alone. Everless is a book where time is currency, I guess, and like you can like sell your years to get like money and like medicine and things, and I think the main character's dad is sick, something like that. When I heard about this plot, I thought it was so interesting, and I love the cover. I think it's so pretty. Everybody shit talks it and says it's like not good, so I've been really sad and I don't want to read it. But basically the overall consensus with this book is people are literally like, the concept is good, the follow through just isn't good. And that's so disappointing to me because I love the concept so much, and honestly I probably will read it still just so I can get that feel for it. But it's just not, I'm not excited to read it because I'm not excited to be disappointed about it. The next book is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This has quite a mixed reviews on it. I've noticed that people who started this series from the beginning really love it and are really excited for finale, but people who didn't like get it with the hype don't really like it. That's kind of what I've noticed with this series. What I know, it follows kind of like a circus kind of plot. To be honest, I don't know what the hell it's about. But I mean, I love circus tropes and I love that like scenic thing, and I feel like I will definitely read this because I've heard really good things as opposed to like only bad things. but maybe I'll read it after finale comes out and like there's a bunch of hype surrounding it, so it kind of influences me to pick it up. But yeah, another series that I've noticed gets shit on pretty badly. This next one everybody hates, and that is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. This is the second book to The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I haven't read either, but boy, do people hate this book so much. I have not heard a single person like this book, and it is hilarious to me just because I don't know what the fuck anything about this series is about, but just hearing everybody shit on it just is so entertaining to me. I know that this book follows this girl named Felicity, and I think she's the cousin of Monty, who is the main character in the first book, and she's bisexual and she slut shames and just judges everybody throughout the entire book, from what I've heard, and not about that. I'm a judgmental bitch myself, but I don't want to see that. I get enough bitterness looking in the mirror, okay? I've heard that like the plot just sucks and it's just kind of all over the place, but literally nobody likes this book. I probably won't even read the first one, to be honest, because it's just not my cup of tea, but yeah, majorly shit on. Another book is What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I know a ton of people were super hyped for this book, and this was like one of their most anticipated releases of last year. I think it was last year, but I guess the plot just didn't follow through and people just didn't really like it that much. This isn't as hated on BookTube. I just feel like it's one of the most disappointing reads for people, and that's why I kind of included it on this list. What If It's Us, from what I understand, is about these two boys, and they are always meeting in like the worst times, and every time they try to go on a date it just like doesn't work and all that stuff. And it's written by two of the most popular contemporary authors and all that stuff, but apparently it wasn't good, or it was just disappointing, and I wasn't ever gonna read it anyways, but this is just one book that I know BookTube does not care for. Another book that BookTube doesn't care for is The Hazelwood by Melissa I'm not sure. It's on the screen. You see it. So this book, from what I can tell, from what I know, is about this girl, and her grandmother writes these fairy tales, and her mom prevented her from like reading or like knowing about it, but then her mom goes like missing or something, and then she has to go to the house of her grandmother, and she kind of just discovers a bunch of shit that goes on. This book, from the plot, or from what I've heard obviously because I haven't read it, it reminds me a lot of the game What Remains of Edith Finch. If you guys haven't played that game, you should. It's really good. But the story and the plot is extremely similar to that video game, and I'm like, this is strangely specific. I probably will read this eventually. I'm like intrigued enough to read it because I like fairy tales and like secrets and stuff, and the cover is just stunning. And I have heard some people say it's like okay and like entertaining enough, it's just not their favorite, and I read a shit ton of those books like that, so I'm okay with reading it. I mean, and I wouldn't mind doing a judge a book by its cover on it, honestly, because that cover is stunning. Another book is a very recent release, came out in February, and I feel like everybody knows what this book is, and that is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. Wow, was this book shit on. Wow, it came in hard, it came in fast. People were not loving this book. And when I say people, I mean like all of the popular big name booktubers hate this book. I've actually started this book, and I've read like the first 3 chapters of it, and it's definitely not the best writing or pacing, but I feel like I have a suspicious feeling that people shit on this book for no damn reason, and I have a feeling that this deserves some support and some different outlooks on this book. If you guys don't know what Gilded Wolves is about, it's a kind of heist book surrounding these group of people, and they're looking for some treasure, and that's pretty much all I know about it. And it's a very diverse cast and very much compared to Six of Crows, but guess what, I haven't read that either, so joke's on you, Six of Crows stands, because it'll allow me to read it objectively and not immediately think of Leigh Bardugo. I feel like that's going to be very much an advantage to me. I need to read this book. I want to do a judge a book by its cover on it. It'll happen eventually. Just tell me to do it and make me do it, and I probably won't do it, but we'll do it eventually. So the next book, or again, trilogy that everybody and their mama hates on BookTube is the Grisha trilogy. We all know this trilogy sucks, apparently, according to BookTubers. This follows this girl named Alina, I think, and she discovers that she is a Grisha who is just this really powerful person. I don't know what the fuck a Grisha is. And then she is followed by this hot guy named the Darkling, who is very much a, like, he's kind of like a Ryzen character, is he? Is he not? I don't know. He's like this evil dude that's hot and wants her powers, and there's sexual tension. Sounds like Ryzen to me. I don't know. I only read the first Octotar. And there's this guy named Mal that everybody hates. And then there's this guy named Nikolai who everybody loves, and he's in Six of Crows. Or not Six of Crows, King of Scars. I know, like, the characters. I don't know the plot. Everybody says the series sucks. I am suspicious. I feel like people are overcritical of this trilogy just because they really love Six of Crows. I'm really excited to read this trilogy because people say that you don't have to read this trilogy to read Six of Crows, and I highly disagree, even though I haven't read either. Like, it's kind of like reading The Dark Artifices without reading The Mortal Instruments. Like, yeah, it sucks, you have to chug through it, but, like, you need to. It's one at the top of my list because I really want to read Six of Crows, and I already know Nina is going to be the love of my life, and I just want to read her and love her and fall in love with her and marry her and kiss her, and that's weird, but it's fine. Alright guys, and the number one book hated on BookTube is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. We're gonna get real here, and I have not admitted this on my channel yet, but your girl has not read a single Harry Potter book. I know, I'm like a Slytherin queen, but I haven't read it, and don't worry, I will be doing a reading Harry Potter for the first time video. I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm scared to read Harry Potter. It's very intimidating to read a story that everybody loves and everybody holds to such a godly level that I'm like, what the hell do I do? I don't, like, it's very intimidating, but everybody hates this book. Y'all know why it sucks. It's apparently not canon to most people, and yeah, that's just, a lot of people don't like it. And you know what? I can't argue with them because, well, I haven't read it either, so probably never gonna read it from the shit people say about it, so yeah. Alright you guys, so that is the end of this video. Let me know down below which one of these books that you actually like. If you like any of them, please defend them in the comments because BookTube really is coming for your books. And I want you to defend not only your books, but defend my actual reading of these books so I can read them quicker. That was English. It's fine. Also, let me know down below if you want me to do a BooktUbers tell me to read, or books I will never read from, like, BookTuber recommendations. Either one of those videos I feel like would be really fun to film, so let me know if you guys want to see that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.